The story of my walkabout quest of September 10th, written September 12th, 2023. I am in the needle-ground forest, pulled off to roam when the rock tells me, leave behind the old shells of your focus, Mother, Margot, what I honor, say goodbye to. And there in the quiet, sometimes punctured by the passing of cars, where I bow my head to write and reflect, the squirrel comes and pulls up to a screechy halt. My unforeseen presence stops him in his tracks. He fronts on the alert, four-legged, jerking, chattering, bright-eyed, and liquid quick. A live wire of presence, rapture as quick fear, his lithe electric need to verify me and assert himself, to test his safety, going round and round the trunk, hidden briefly, though I wait and watch. Again the bright eyes, small, furry visage, pointing out to secure another view. Eventually he makes halting way back to his chosen path, down onto a log, where, just as on the tree, he spreads his four legs out wide, gripping, feet testing, a rock climber's strength and agility, looking back, checking my stasis, and then, my predictable distance and unmovingness assured, he chitters off in a singular, speedy highway down to more woods. Again I'm alone. Lying flat beside the fallen, burned carcasses of trees up a slanted, ferny hill with plenty of open ground, rocky yet silty, needles and tree litter. A few to many small sprigs of baby pines coming up, the old burned places on the papery, moldering log I lean against, careful not to disturb the dharma of flat mushrooms growing out like little ledges from burned places. I lie flat and catch sleep. My eyes, when they flutter open, are fearful of mountain lions' approach in my mind, then see up in high broken blue beyond in far branches the forms spread-winged hawks, two a pair in hunt and play. Flying wide, light coming through their wings, my eyes, astonished, trace them between the bolts of bright air, the far, wild open they must fly into beyond me, up and out. I watch and wait a bit longer after their departure. Will I see their turning dance again? I sleep more, then rise, pee and stumble down, making my way on the ferny slant and old burn refuse and rejoin the meandering path. I scale up higher and higher, breathlessly more and more. The girl coming down on her mountain bike affords herself a chance not to fall. A brief exchange behind me after, two women greet and sing. Later, I think of Diamond, Love, Live Free, 823, burned into a log face on the paved road down. The All Trails app reviewer called this trail easy up, but a black diamond all the way down for bikers, and I think of it now as she takes her time on foot in the hard places. The other woman behind me asks her, "How do you not fall?" Laughingly, she says, "I walk a lot." I catch only pieces of their pleasantries upon their parting. Then at the top, a massive sky vista, far out. The very top, radio towers and the mechanic constancy of the ski lift. People milling all in colored shirts, beer lazy, waiting turns in pairs. I pause to hear the gathering of four men on bikes, psyching up to go down where I just came up. And I worry for them, their close-knit crew, how any incompetency would be exposed to the others. I wondered where among them my confidence would rank me, certain if I fell, I'd foul up the others. But there was I, apart, alone, sitting aloft on half a log come up from the ground. Two stumps make a kind of throne. I ascend to my seat, wondering on all these solitary travelers before me, whose butts and heels softened the round, cut surfaces incrementally. I gaze out on the sloping down, many flowers blousing in mountain winds. Alpine heights. Mullein clusters, their tall heads looking like green dicks bedecked in yellow flowers and brown seeds, pink and headless cosmos, and many more unnameable bright yellows and whites. The furred black bees drunk and clutching in their tiny boughs, the stalk and liquid drip chirp of one red-iced hummingbird, wind and sun tossing, shining, the bees' many busy smallnesses only to be seen by a close watcher such as I. But in my mind's eye, an ancient woman combs these hills even now. This is her land, the crone of the hills. That old relationship of shepherdess to flocks of sunny brightness. She walks here immemorial. These are her sunny leagues. She tends, her slow-moving, committed knowledge of the place, her very tending of the land. The knowing is all. She is patient, she is ancient. Then I remember Cynthia and our trip in Spain 20-plus years ago. The long walks near Morella, the brown-hide countryside, the slow moving of cowbell on hillside. But this is Sky Island, not quite desert up here, but high alpine home, this sky place, this ancient land tended by she. In reality, this overrun place of tourists, bikers, Sunday brunchers. I let myself take it in, these human animals, all fascination and revulsion, usually mostly revulsion, but today I do find tenderness. I have resigned myself by now to do this walk with my fellow human animal close at hand. A little ways forward, crouching down, I hear the squeals and howls of a performative child's exaggerated pain and stumbling at falling. An older, dark, shaggy sibling mumbles at the scene and walks off. The mother bends, attendant. Then the shaggy one approaches me where I'm kneeling to rest in the shade, walks up almost impertinent with confidence in me as friend, and asks by way of greeting, "Have you ever heard of pepper sauce?" He means the caves. Seemingly apropos of nothing, he's striking up a chat with me. Fearful of breaking my chosen silence, yet how can I ignore a child? I answer, "Yes, I know it." "Have you been inside?" I shake my head no. Half-lidded eyes, almost Egyptian angled, wide set, liquid brown, shapely, gorgeous. When adulthood comes, this one will be a heartbreaker with uncommon beauty. Now, nubile, all 9 or 10 years or so of him, brazen, friendly, and confident, carrying all of our brief conversation. He comes quite close to show me a purple-blue bruise on back upper thigh, lifts the soft, short high, and turns to show me. Still, distracted parents manage younger, crying sister, who, this little journalist quips, is now matching him with bruises. His he got in the caves, he says, as the pepper sauce report continues. A scorpion came out just after they left. A bright yellow one, he clarifies with a proud shrug. Mom calls him away finally, and I didn't think to register the name she called if she did. Gabriel, I'll guess, or did she just say babe? I'm aware of her curious appraisal of me, wondering who struck it up, this brief exchange with her son. I wish to remain blameless, yet I add of the scorpion, bet there's more where that came from. He goes. Another hawk in my arsenal, this child beast, another rare encounter. I imagine him grown, feel the tenderness for that brusque, fierce independence and ready power of youthful self-knowing, vibrancy, curiosity. A little ways ahead, against hot steepness at corner turning near chain link, a young couple perched atop round stones with a view takes a selfie with a small tow-headed, curly-haired cherub, and in accent laden with cheerful French, they ask me to take their portrait from behind, of them looking out to the wide sea sky. The little child half turns as I snap, the parents' heads facing out for the stunt. She, a mother with long brown locks, a top bun she adjusts. He, with pale skin and close-set, smiling eyes. Ball cap, wide grin. Their 2-year-old precious prize between them, here for a vacation, travelers, tourists atop the mountain. I go on my way. The meadow trail of Indian paintbrush. Again, I seek solitude from the madding crowds. A stand of trees in shadow. A pine grove facing down the mountainside beckons. I parse a pile of needles among close-set trunks, careful not to crush a yellow-headed flower, and try to nap. After 40 minutes, maybe an hour, I startle awake again, imagining another mountain lion gazing at me from the trees. I'm in pain, burning, hard to feel good somehow. I think maybe altitude sickness, but I wonder if it's the effects of no food all day. Still half awake, I scramble up, pull a bag of raisins and pumpkin seeds from my pack and eat with grubby fingers. I feel guilty, hard to go slow, be ceremonial. I rest, still ill, a headache. I realize from some residual caffeine withdrawals. I again pack up, shoulder a heavy burden of probably too much water, yet it is still hot out here at nearly 10,000 feet. What an inferno it must be way down below in Tucson. I came up all this way to escape the heat, but so did too many others. It has felt nearly impossible to be alone up here on Sunday as popular as church. The trail once again heads out of sun into deep green fern shadows, yet still my imbalance worsens, pumping heat, stilled lungs from the too high pressure. Heavily I sit again in the comfort of fern with tree to my back as people pass in a seeming parade. A group of 3 expert hiker men stride by, and one takes a particular interest in me. "Hello, what a fine spot to rest." I almost cry out, "But sir, I am dying. Do you have salt? I have not packed any electrolytes and I'm worried." I feel unable to ask anyone for help in my solitary space that was supposed to be a sacred silence. Yet ironically, I am alone among these crowds. They go forward and I am sitting here suffering. Then far in the tree, my eye detects movement again. Hawk. I see at first the spread, striated feathers, then the hunched, large, pear-shaped form, preening, gazing, waiting to fly. Then again, spread-winged, it does. Majestic, this lift, this flight. I am honored again and again with vision of hawk, feathered king of branches, of hunting, of sky companionship on high, moving alacrity and splendor, purposeful, beautiful. Still a ways ahead, yet still so far to go. I see another shady grove after one more break in sun, my head pounding. I am miserable, unsure how I will continue. A woman reads under a tree, so I find a separate place nearby. I lie down, prostrate almost, ready to die, an urge to expel all my tiny meal of fruit and seeds, just as more people are arriving, and I go in urgent shame behind a tree. What timing! A bit of bitter sweetness coming up to spill from my throat, but it's enough to spit a fruity dribble before I regain composure, a flood of possibility rising in me to stand and walk. Some offering here has been made, some restoration. It is enough, and I waste no time to walk quickly, meaning to make time. I hold the app in hand like a walkie-talkie to connect me to GPS and quick guidance. I'm going to get myself down to lower altitude as soon as possible. But my other vision to share, nearly forgotten. As I found the grove before vomiting, a couple ahead of me also slowed to turn to look as a hawk flew past, eye level almost, and I also turned to see the straight and level arc of it, its body arrow forward, but its head turned once to see me. I saw the movement of quick neck on its stem, its live, reedy gaze on strong musculature, the spread wings almost invisible at my angle. I sensed its eye, its curved beak, white and reddish-brown coloration of its body feathers. I saw it as almost snowy, so huge and strong and close, 20 to 30 feet away, 60, close enough to see fine detail of its head, sailing by. My last encounter, it and its kin coming ever closer, I on their flight path this day. Then down the paved road. I dumped out the extra skin of water in 2 parts, realizing I'd overpacked in fear of dehydration. Better to bring extra, yet my shoulders and neck ached for it. Why have I taken the road down, I thought. The whole way back is just road. Yet there I was, making time. I saw the way had to be quick to depart faster. Ashamed of it, my failures. I came for wilderness and solitude, yet I have found people, found paving, found more evidence of my unreadiness to be wild. Is this my story after all? Am I truly unready to quest, unfit to be wild? Where was my certainty? Where was my ceremony? I dumped water, left sprigs of pomegranate seeds I dried back home. I ate only 6, like Persephone. I chose to go down onto hot pavement, following the road down, 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 almost all the way back to 108. This paved descent, yet in the calligraphy of black asphalt squirrels, says autocorrect. I see artistry, see the modern beauty of another nature at work there. Think of taking up black paint and brush to make my own curved lines, my own hieroglyphics, characters, archetypes, paint line poetry. I feel strangely happy walking, see my shadow fluttering Whitmanian. I loaf and invite my soul, see the fluttering of my shirt and the shadow of my black hat with feather in jaunty shadow. I walked down, feet aching. I will walk all the way down and get in my car and eat 2 orange navels and drive home through sunset vistas and gathering blues and pinks at horizon, with another screaming child girl calling attention to pain amidst a bemused family at a parking pullout. This was my time.